You've heard the tale of the Headless Horseman, haunting a small bridge in upstate New York. Well, there's a legend that's been told for decades in Northern Virginia about another terrifying figure that lingers around a railroad bridge. More specifically, an Amtrak overpass in the deep woods of Fairfax County. As the story goes, back in 1904, there was an insane asylum established in the remote village of Fairfax Station near Clifton, Virginia. The local residents hated having such a place in their quiet rural community. After much protest and legal action, the village eventually had the asylum shut down. Its inmates were boarded onto a bus to be transferred to Lorton Prison. Along the way, as the bus coursed through the winding country roads, something caused it to swerve wildly. The driver lost control, causing the bus to run off the side of the road and crash. The inmates immediately scrambled out of the bus and fled into the surrounding woods. It took a major police effort, but the forest was scoured and all the escapees were finally rounded up, except one. Douglas Griffin was never recovered. According to the story, after the bus crashed, Griffin murdered a fellow escapee named Marcus Walster and then disappeared into the forest, never to be seen again. Over the next few weeks, locals began to discover carcasses of dead rabbits in the woods. Some of them were gutted, half-eaten, and hung from the bridge at Fairfax Station in a grisly display. People claimed it was Griffin's work, that he was killing and eating rabbits to survive. The story sent a chill throughout the community. Then one Halloween night, a gang of teenagers were hanging around the Fairfax Station bridge. At the stroke of midnight, they were suddenly attacked. One version of the tale says they saw a bright light just before they were jumped. No one knows the details of what happened, but the next morning the teenagers were found hanging from the bridge, gutted just like the rabbits before them. It wasn't long before the site was dubbed the Bunnyman Bridge. The teenage murders were blamed on the escaped mental patient, Douglas Griffin. The account endures to this day as a spooky tale with a grim warning. If you go to the Bunnyman Bridge at midnight on Halloween, you'll be gutted and hanged. This creepy tale first came to a local boy named Brian Conley back in 1976. The version he heard said that the Bunnyman had killed 2 disobedient children in Clifton. Other versions involved animal mutilations. Conley just wrote them all off as ghost stories, child's play. But in 1992, when he became the city archivist, he would again confront the legend of the Bunnyman. This time, a woman came to him looking for records of a child who was allegedly murdered by some hermit yelling about trespassers, and that he was an escaped inmate in a bunny suit. There were no records backing up this incredible claim, yet the legend of the Bunnyman continued to proliferate and evolve. The most famous version was documented by Timothy Forbes in 1999 on his horror story website. His account was especially compelling because he added names, dates, and details into the mix. Forbes' report concluded by telling readers to check with the Clifton Town Library to verify the facts. Conley began to dig and discovered that most of the story was false. But it exposed a real story that was, in some ways, creepier than the original legend. A Washington Post article from October 1970 reported that an Air Force Academy cadet named Robert Bennett and his fiancée were sitting in a car on Guinea Road in Fairfax. They were in town for the Air Force Navy football game and were parked that night near Bennett's uncle's house. Around midnight, while still together in the car, the couple was attacked by a man in a white suit and bunny ears, who stormed out of the woods screaming at them. He yelled that they were on private property and that he had their tag number. Then, to their complete shock, he threw a wood-handled hatchet right at them. It smashed into the windshield, shattering glass everywhere. The mysterious figure then vanished. Luckily, the couple wasn't hurt. Police took the hatchet into evidence, but that was their only clue. They had nothing else to go on. Then, about 2 weeks later on Halloween night, there was another Washington Post report. This was an account of 6 cops showing up for a call by a private security guard named Paul Phillips. He was only a block from the original Bunnyman sighting, and he claimed he saw the man-beast on the porch of an unoccupied house that was still under construction. The man was holding a long-handled axe. Phillips said he began talking to the guy, who started chopping a pole on the porch with his axe. He described the man as about 5 feet 8, 160 pounds, and in his early 20s. The man argued that people were trespassing all the time, and that if they didn't get lost, he'd bust their heads. Phillips said he walked back to his car to grab his handgun, but the axe-wielding rabbit man raced off into the woods. Conley's research uncovered more reports, including one where somebody calling himself the Axeman phoned a local city park official and threatened him about messing up his property. He demanded a meeting that night to talk about it. The cops set up a stakeout at the meeting place, but the Axeman was a no-show. Yet another report had a local teenager claiming he knew the Bunnyman to be an older teenager, but nothing ever came of it. From this point on, like the classic game of telephone, the story mutated and spread, even showing up in a 1973 term paper at the University of Maryland. Within a few years, children were swapping stories about a man in a bunny suit chasing kids through the woods with a hatchet. One version involved a guy eating bunnies. The tale bounced from one storyteller to another, accruing more terrifying details along the way. Conley finally tracked down the still married couple from the car, who were the first victims attacked by the mysterious figure. They confirmed their account and provided very specific details about that evening. As it turns out, when they originally reported the attack, they admitted they didn't get a good look at the Axeman. They described him at the time as dressed in white or light-colored clothing and may or may not have had something on his head. And that was it. Somehow, between theirs and the newspaper's reports of it, their observation of something on his head morphed into bunny ears. An urban legend was born. The actual facts of the matter are that Lorton Prison wasn't opened until 1910, so the 1904 bus crash and escape of the inmates being transferred to the prison could not have occurred. There's also no official record of an asylum ever being located in either Clifton or Fairfax Station, Virginia. There's no official record of a Douglas Griffin ever existing or of any kids being murdered in such a gruesome way. There also isn't a town library, and technically, there isn't even a Fairfax Station bridge. The actual Bunnyman was likely a local man who didn't like many new developments in his once rural town and was lashing out angrily at his new neighbors, which he saw as intruders. And so, the legend took off from there. Today, the Bunnyman is more tourist attraction, urban legend than actual threat. You can purchase Bunnyman t-shirts and Bunnyman beer. There's even an international horror movie franchise based around it. Overall, there's nothing left but a story so impactful that even Google Maps identifies a little Amtrak overpass in the deep woods of Fairfax County as the Bunnyman Bridge. A creepy tunnel where kids like to hang out, scare each other with tall tales, and imagine they'll finally confront the Bunnyman. My name is Ashley, and thank you so much for watching. We're a group of curious and passionate humans, creating documentary-style content for those who share our curiosity, ask questions, and seek to dig deeper in a world where almost everything isn't quite what it seems. We are Mystery Syndicate. If you like what we do, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel, leave a comment, and give this video a like. And to be notified when we post new videos, hit that notification bell. Also, check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and for exclusive merchandise and our blog, visit our website at www.mysterysyndicate.com. And for those that wish to support our channel, please visit Mystery Syndicate on Patreon. We have a variety of new patron tiers with tons of great benefits. If you want to see your name on a future video, be sure to check it out. From all of us at Mystery Syndicate, thank you for watching.